You are all welcome to today's show. Um, Help me welcome somebody else, no matter where you are. Today's show will be very short. I want to talk about birthright citizenship. Yes, you heard me right. Birthright citizenship. Um, Anyone who is aware knows that President Donald Trump has issued an executive order revoking birthright citizenship. What that means is he's trying to say that if you are born inside the United States by an illegal, meaning somebody who is not a legal resident of the United States or a citizen of the United States, that person or that child is no longer automatically an American citizen. That's a very bold order by American president as we know it. It's something that a lot of people have complained about, but no one has been able to at least challenge it. And we also know that House Republicans have, in the past few days, crafted a bill to suspend birthright citizenship for the children of illegals, people who are here in the United States illegally. We also know that this executive order has been challenged by about 20, I believe about 26 states already have challenged it in court, and a court has stayed this order temporarily. And we heard from President Trump that this will be challenged at the appeals court. So, guys, this one is shaping up to be an epic one. It reminds me of Roe v. Wade. Is this going to be a Roe v. Wade 2.0? Maybe, maybe not. But it's very interesting. We will dive into the subject. But before we do that, let us look at something that is very central to the subject, the 14th Amendment of the United States. What does the 14th Amendment say about someone who is born in the United States? I will remind us. It says all persons born or naturalized and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state herein they reside. That is the 14th Amendment. And central to this amendment is seeking clarity, and only the courts can do it. That's why I said it's heading straight to the Supreme Court, is defining what subject to the jurisdiction thereof, the meaning of it in the 14th Amendment. That's where a lot of scholars have been pointing at that this thing has not been really adjudicated. And here we are. And remember that before the 14th Amendment, just to set a background and set it, bring us up to speed, before the 14th Amendment was the 13th Amendment. And in the 13th Amendment of 1865, that was the amendment that proclaimed the abolition of slavery. And following that, in 1868, was the 14th Amendment, which made sure that the newly liberated slaves are granted citizenship and not discriminated. That was the background. And of course, you go to the 15th Amendment, where voting rights and all that I was talked about. So this amendment and this citizenship clause has been abused by all and sundry. We know about better tourism. We know about people flying in from all over the world to give birth so that their kids can be American citizens. And meanwhile, they have no allegiance to the United States. They give birth, they go back, and then when the child becomes an adult, so to speak, they can come back to the United States as citizens without growing up and assimilating the American way. And that's what people are complaining about. And people have been complaining about this abuse for a long time. So President Trump has decided to bring this into public light once again. And I think what he's trying to do is to put this into the public discourse so that the American society and the consciousness of the people will be awoken by this mere declaration and the process that will follow in the coming months. What this seeks to do is to have the Supreme Court clarify the full meaning of the 14th Amendment and to define that clause subject to the jurisdiction thereof. And remember that the Supreme Court has set a precedent about this long time ago. And also remember the Roe v. Wade, that in Roe v. Wade, the Supreme Court had to overrule itself after many years because a lot of people complained about it, saying that it was wrongly adjudicated. And I'm talking about both sides of the aisle. A lot of legal scholars have said that. And then at that time, it was reversed again by the Supreme Court. So are we going to see the same thing happen this time around? No one knows. I remember the Supreme Court case of 1898. That was the case of the United States versus Wong Kim Ark. It was about a Chinese immigrant. And I will read what the Supreme Court upheld regarding that particular case. And that was, I believe that was the first legal precedent of the 14th Amendment. And let me see. Let me read what it says. So it was a landmark decision that establishes precedent in the interpretation of the Citizenship Clause of the 14th Amendment. In that case, the Supreme Court held that a child born of the U.S. parent of a Chinese descent, who at the time of his birth was a subject of the Emperor of China, but have a permanent domicile and residence in the U.S. and is carrying on business and not employed in any diplomatic or official capacity under the Emperor of China automatically becomes a U.S. citizen at birth. That's what that ruling says. It's a long time ago. But if you look at it, there are a few myths in it. It talked about permanent domicile and residence, and not employed in any diplomatic or official capacity. So there's a lot to unpack there. We'll leave it to the courts. We'll leave it to the courts. There is also the Indian Citizenship Act of 1924 that granted citizenship to native Indians. I remember prior to that, both the Constitution and the 14th Amendment excluded the native Indians from citizenship. And the argument or reasoning behind it was that the native Indians were not under the jurisdiction of the United States and cannot be citizens in that regard until the Indian Citizenship Act of 1924 was enacted. So the question about, for those, not necessarily a question now, but the argument of those who oppose this birthright citizenship by children of illegals is based on the fact that, first, in almost all advanced Western European countries have cancelled this aspect of their constitutional life. Almost all of them. I remember even the Britain, United Kingdom used to do that, and is no longer the case. Many other countries. Some would also argue that, well, it was not enshrined in their constitution. The other argument that is made is that if you broke the U.S. law, if you entered this country illegally, if you are not subject to the jurisdictions of the United States, and in this case, the question of physical and legal jurisdiction also come into play. So if you've done all this, do you deserve to have a child and the child becomes automatic citizen? That's the question that the opponents of this, that's their question. Another question is, did the framers of the Constitution, did they envisage or have in their mind that there will come a time when liberal elites would advocate open borders, would advocate a borderless society? That's the big question. And now let's look at what has happened in the last 4 years. Former President Joe Biden, or to put it another way, his handlers, or the people who ruled America in the name of Joe Biden, had let in over 15 million illegal immigrants into the U.S. Some were even imported directly from their home countries into America. So the question is, do children of those people, should they have automatic American citizenship. So these are the things that this particular battle is gearing to answer. They also speak about the immense pressure on our welfare, social welfare system. The pressure this puts on our school system, the hospital system, and all that. And all this is on taxpayers. Is it fair to have American taxpayers pay for all this? So this is questions that will be answered once the courts begin to deal with this. Don't forget that the welfare system takes up about 20% of the US budget, and this will only go up with the millions of people who are in this country already. So the only way is to, the only other option, or one other option rather, would be to physically remove people from the country. There's a study by the CIS. It says 1 in every 10 babies born in the US is by an illegal. And it also says about 400,000 pregnant women cross the US border every year to give birth. So their children will become citizens and then become anchor babies. So they cannot go anywhere anymore because of that. And then taxpayers, in most cases, would take care of everything. So these are questions that this executive order and the challenges that will ensue will take care of. And we are all watching. We are all watching. President Trump had said he's challenging any court order, and we're heading straight to the Supreme Court. So, guys, are we seeing Roe v. Wade 2.0 again? It is possible. It's a tall order, but it's possible. If Trump succeeds, this will be very consequential. And remember, consequential presidents do consequential things. And Trump surely is a consequential president. Remember what he did in his first term? The Supreme Court, Roe v. Wade. That's consequential. And all the things he's done in the past 1 week. Very consequential. Let me know what you think, guys. Go to the comment section and tell me what you think. If this will happen or not. If you support it or you rather let it be. If you think it's okay that taxpayers should shoulder and continue to shoulder those burdens, let me know what you think. This is a free country where we exchange our views without fear. That's what it should be, right? Let me know. Share this video. Send it to your loved ones. Send it to everyone. Like it. Like I said, it helps the algorithm. Share it. And we'll be back to continue to unpack this this administration that has started at record pace. We will continue to unpack everything. All right, guys. See you again. Bye.